All right, let's talk about something that can feel, well, a little complicated. Money and faith. Can those two things even go together? Can you be a person of faith and, still want to be successful financially? We're going to get right into it.
So let's just put the big question right out there. Is it actually wrong for a Christian to want to be wealthy? I mean, this isn't just some abstract idea, right? This is a real, practical question that affects how we live our lives. And what you're about to see is that the answer, well, it's not a simple yes or no.
And look, if you've ever felt kind of torn about this, you are definitely not alone. So many believers are wrestling with this exact tension between their faith and their financial ambitions. It's tough, living in a world where success is so often measured by how much money you have. So to really get a handle on this, we've got to understand where that conflict even comes from.
Okay, so let's break it down. Section 1, the big money question. This really gets to the heart of the problem, the cultural pressures that we're all swimming in every single day.
Think about it. Everywhere you look, the world is telling you that your net worth is your self-worth, that success is all about the stuff you own, the assets you acquire. And that message just crashes head-on into what faith teaches, right? Things like humility, serving other people, and storing up, treasures in heaven, things with real eternal value. Okay, now here's where things get really interesting. To get past this tension, the idea is that we need a total shift in how we think about this. It's not about choosing God or money. It's about completely redefining our relationship with money itself.
And this is the foundation for that new perspective. Scripture doesn't actually condemn wealth, just wealth itself. Now, I know that might sound surprising to some people, but it all comes down to a really, really important distinction we're about to look at.
And here it is, 1 Timothy 6:10. The love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. See that? The key word is love. It's not about the money, it's about the love of money. It's a question of what's number one in your heart. The real danger is when money stops being a tool and becomes this all-consuming obsession. So, what happens then when money becomes that obsession? Well, it becomes an idol. And we're not talking about some stone statue here. An idol is anything, your career, your reputation, even a relationship that takes up that number one spot in your heart, the place that's supposed to be reserved for God. That's the real danger we're talking about.
Okay, so if wealth isn't the enemy, then what is it? Well, there's a powerful idea here. What if we stop seeing wealth as something to have and start seeing it as a tool for a specific mission?
This verse from Deuteronomy is a huge piece of the puzzle. It says, "Remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the power to get wealth." The idea is that the ability to create wealth is actually a gift from God. And if He's the one giving the gift, then it must be for a reason, right? For a God-given purpose. So what is that purpose? Well, it's not just about getting comfortable. From this perspective, wealth is meant to move. It's meant to be used to advance His kingdom, to bless other people, and to be a real, tangible sign that God is faithful.
And this really makes it crystal clear, doesn't it? You've got two paths. On one, you've got wealth without purpose, which just leads to pride and making money your god. But on the other path, you have wealth with purpose, and that's when it totally transforms into a form of ministry, a way to serve.
Now, this whole way of thinking doesn't just exist in a bubble. It actually lands smack in the middle of a big debate that's been going on in faith circles for a long, long time. It's a debate between two pretty extreme views on money. Yeah, so on one end of the spectrum, you've got the prosperity view, which kind of promises guaranteed riches if you have enough faith. And then, on the total opposite end, you've got this contentment view, which sometimes gets twisted to mean that to be truly spiritual, you have to be poor. The argument here is that both of these extremes are actually missing the point. So the balanced answer seems to be this. It's not about how big your bank account is. It's about the posture of your heart. What's really driving you? Is it greed or is it generosity? Are you content or are you just constantly consumed with needing more and more and more? That's the real test. Okay, so this all brings us to the really practical stuff. I mean, it's one thing to understand the idea, but how do you actually live this out day to day? Well, we've got a clear 4-step framework for being faithful with what you have. And this is super practical. Step 1, check your motives. Seriously, ask yourself, why do I want this? Is it for my glory or for God's? Step 2, pursue excellence. Just be really good at what you do, because diligence is a biblical value. Step 3, give generously. There's this idea that hoarding wealth actually creates a kind of spiritual blockage.
And finally, step 4, seek God first. The thinking is when you get that number one priority right, everything else, including any blessings, just kind of falls into place.
So that brings us right back to our big question from the beginning. Should Christians pursue wealth? And the answer we're finding is, it's a little more nuanced than a simple yes or no. Maybe the goal isn't to pursue wealth at all. Maybe the goal is to pursue purpose and obedience and making an impact for the kingdom. And hey, if wealth happens to come along as a result of that, well, then it shows up with its mission already built in.
And this final thought really wraps it all up perfectly. We're blessed not so we may be comfortable, but so we may be useful in His kingdom. The whole point of any blessing, financial or anything else, isn't just for our own comfort. It's to make us useful for something much, much bigger than ourselves.
And that really leaves us with a powerful question to chew on, doesn't it? What if true success isn't about what you have at all, but what you're useful for? What if we shifted our focus from just accumulating stuff to actually contributing something? Now that is a thought we're spending some time with.